Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really vital. Practical self-defense. Like, for the real world,
Yeah.
we've got this guide, Bodyguard's Guide to Street Fight and Self-Defense. Simple and Effective Basic Methods by Samuel Greenberg. Our mission today is basically to pull out the core stuff, the techniques you can actually understand and maybe use without it being overwhelming.
Exactly. And what I found really interesting about this guide is how grounded it is. It just accepts that, look, street fights happen, right?
Right.
And it tries to give everybody, like, no matter your fitness level or anything, some actual tools for self-protection. It's not about becoming a ninja overnight.
No, definitely not. It's practical. The
Yeah.
guide's really clear. Avoid the fight. Always the best plan. But, sometimes you just can't. And when that happens, you need to be ready. The core idea seems to be neutralize the threat fast. Target those vulnerable spots.
Yeah, and that philosophy is key. It basically says, forget the rules you see in, like, formal martial arts.
Yeah.
In a real street situation, it's about survival. Maximize damage to the attacker, minimize damage to yourself. That's the bottom line.
Okay, so how does it break this down? It mentions two parts, right? Self-defense, which is like your first reaction,
Your initial response, yeah.
and then contact combat, which sounds a bit more involved,
Yeah.
like actually neutralizing the threat. So it's kind of a spectrum.
Exactly. And running alongside all the physical stuff are these behavioral principles. Really important. It's not just about punches and kicks.
Like what?
Well, the guide really hammers home, don't get hurt. Sounds obvious, I know.
Yeah, kind of fundamental.
But it means being aware, making smart choices before things even kick off.
Right, situational awareness. And it talks about humility, too, and like behaving appropriately.
Yeah, basically don't escalate things if you don't have to. Your mindset, how you carry yourself, that's like your first line of defense, you know?
That makes a lot of sense.
And it also talks about becoming experienced enough to ideally avoid using lethal force, which suggests, with the right knowledge, maybe you can de-escalate.
Okay.
Plus, defending efficiently, counterattacking smart, using proportional force, don't go overboard if you don't need to, always targeting weak points, and crucially, using whatever's around you as a weapon if needed.
That last one, using objects.
Yeah.
That really highlights the no rules aspect of real self-defense. Okay, so mindset's covered. Let's get into the physical stuff. Stances first.
Right, the combat positions. It lays out two basic ones. First is the frontal standby position. Feet about shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent,
Okay.
torso leaning forward just a bit, elbows bent in, protecting your ribs, and your hands open, up by your head. Kind of like you're alert, balanced, ready to move.
Ready for anything. Seems stable.
Yeah, that balance is crucial for reacting quickly. Then there's the left-handed combat position. Similar idea, but your right leg goes back maybe half a step, heel slightly up.
Okay, so slightly angled.
Exactly. Your torso turns a bit, left shoulder leading. It changes your weight distribution, potentially giving you more power for certain strikes, and makes you a slightly smaller target.
That makes sense. Bladed stance.
Right. And the guide also points out common mistakes, like having your feet way too wide apart makes you slow, or tilting your head up, leaving your chin exposed. Big no-no.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that.
Oh.
Okay, so stance is down. What about actually hitting? Punches. The guide starts with direct strikes.
Yeah, your straight punches, they're the most, direct route to the target, usually have the longest reach. The power isn't just the arm, though.
No.
No, it comes from pushing off the ground, rotating your torso. That twist brings your core muscles into it, gives you way more force, and you have to clench your fist tight right at impact. Protects your hand.
The guide goes into detail on the direct right-hand punch to the head, pushing off the left leg, shifting weight, rotating right to left, snapping the shoulder forward.
And keeping that other hand up for protection, elbow tucked in, it's the whole body thing.
It mentions different fist positions, too, like straight fist or thumb up.
Yeah, small changes that can affect impact. And again, common errors are highlighted. Leaning your head forward into danger, dropping your guard hand.
Or not rotating enough, which just kills the power.
Exactly. Proper body mechanics are everything. Then you have side strikes.
Okay, how are those different?
They use a bent elbow, more of a curved arcus motion. But again, that torso rotation and weight transfer are where the real power comes from.
The guide talks about the right-hand side punch to the head, similar step and turn, but with that bent arm swinging in an arc.
Yeah. And a key mistake here is hitting with the inside of your fist, like the fleshy part. You need to connect with the knuckles.
Right, the strong part of the hand. Avoids injury, too, I bet.
Okay.
Okay, next up, strikes from bottom to top, uppercuts, basically.
Pretty much. Palm facing up, elbow bent. The guide says these need pretty good coordination. You're shifting weight often to the opposite leg to drive the force upwards.
The example is the right fist, upward blow to the head. Step forward left, bend the right knee, lower the shoulder, then explode up, straighten the leg, push the hips, rotate the torso, drive the fist up. Sounds like using your legs like springs.
That's a good way to put it. Harnessing that upward power from your lower body. Then there are blows with the edge of the palm.
Oh, interesting, like a chop.
Kind of. Targeting the throat, the neck. Really vulnerable spots. The guide notes, these are actually pretty easy to do. Don't always need a big body rotation.
Outside in or inside out, using the pinky side of the hand.
Yep. Step forward, flex the arm. Because the targets are so sensitive, they can be surprisingly effective. Finally, the side strike with the elbow.
The guide calls this one of the strongest close-range strikes.
Definitely. It's a horizontal arc, hitting with the point of the elbow. Step forward, sharp torso turn, swing the elbow out. Great for when you're right up close.
Yeah, you don't need much room for that. Okay, so that covers some basic punches. What about kicks?
Right. Kicks. The guide makes a good point. Legs are longer, potentially more powerful, but also harder to control accurately.
So technique is crucial.
Absolutely. Maintain balance, use the shortest path, don't leave yourself exposed, get your foot back down quick, and be ready for the next move.
Yeah.
It's not just about landing one kick.
Makes sense. So what kind of kicks does it cover?
There's the direct kick with the left foot, lift the thigh, snap the lower leg out, strike with the toes towards the target, can hit various spots.
Okay. Then a straight pushing kick.
Yeah, similar start, but instead of snapping, you push through the target with your sole or heel. Driving the hips forward adds a lot of power.
Like pushing someone away, but forcefully.
Exactly. Then the side kick with the left foot, lift the thigh, rotate your whole body, strike with the side of the foot or maybe the shin. Needs good hip rotation.
There's also a left-footed kick to the side. How's that different?
Similar thigh lift and turn, but you strike with the sole or heel almost like a side stomp. Good for lower targets.
Okay. And a backward kick.
Yep. Kick backward with the left foot. Turn your upper body to look. Lift the thigh. Drive the heel straight back. Good for creating space or surprising someone behind you.
And finally, a knee kick.
Yeah.
Direct knee kick with the left foot.
Close range weapon. Bend the knee. Lift the thigh straight up and forward. Strike with the knee itself. The guide even mentions using hands like you're grabbing their head to add control and power.
Wow. Across all these kicks, though, the themes are balance, efficiency, and being ready to follow up, right?
Absolutely. It's never just one move in isolation.
Okay, offense covered. How about defense?
Yeah.
Protecting ourselves from punches first.
Right, punch protection. The basic idea is intercepting their attack early, blocking, deflecting, or just making them miss. A good defense can also mess with their head a bit, make them hesitate.
First one is an upper-level left-hand block with a counterattack. You push your left hand forward onto their incoming arm.
Near the wrist or forearm, yeah.
And at the same time, throw a direct right punch to their head. Simultaneous defense and offense.
Timing is everything here. You meet the punch early, don't wait for it. And you can adapt this for either hand.
Then there's a lower-level blocking counter
Yeah.
for punches to the body.
Yeah, below the waist. Use your left hand to sweep their attack down and out, and again, simultaneously, launch that right hand straight to their head. That little torso twist helps both moves.
Disrupt and counter immediately. Makes sense. Keep the block small, but use the body.
Exactly. Then there's defense against a side punch to the head. Here, you actually step towards the attacker.
Really? Towards them.
Yeah, while blocking their incoming hand upwards and outwards with your left. Clears the path for your own immediate right-hand punch to their head.
So stepping in disrupts them and sets up your counter.
Right. Closes the distance, maybe throws off their balance. And again, no pause between block and punch, one fluid motion.
Okay, there's another one against a direct punch, also stepping forward. Step forward left, evade slightly, push their punch away with your left palm,
Deflecting it.
then a direct right punch to the head, and then a left elbow strike.
Right.
Wow, that's a sequence.
It is. Combining evasion, deflection, and multiple counters. Shows how you can chain things together. Timing and speed are obviously key. And keeping your head protected.
And one more. Defense against a direct right-hand punch. Bat the punch away with your left palm, lean back slightly,
Just enough to avoid the force?
kick their rear thigh with your left foot to unbalance them, grab their right hand, pull them forward, and hit them with a right elbow to the head. That's pretty involved.
It really shows how you can turn their attack against them. Use a leg strike for destabilization, create an opening, but it all relies on that smooth transition, action to action.
Okay, punch defense is covered. What if they grab you? Relief techniques. Chest grab first.
Right, someone grabs your shirt, guide says. Grab their wrist immediately, sharp upward punch to their throat with your other fist.
Ouch. Vulnerable spot.
Very. Then grab the back of their head, pull it down hard, and drive a knee into their groin. Rapid, disabling sequence.
That simultaneous pull down and knee strike sounds brutal, but effective. Okay, what about a shoulder grab? Right shoulder grab.
Grab their grabbing hand with your left. Hit their armpit with your right fist. Another sensitive spot step forward. Grab their hair or ear and yank their head sideways and down. Off balance them. Break the hold.
The armpit strike and head pull working together.
Yeah.
Got it. Grab from behind, right hand.
Step forward with your left foot first, create space. Then, sharp back kick to the groin, followed immediately by a side elbow strike to their head. That initial step is crucial.
Leave that room to kick. Okay, neck grab, choke hold.
Quick strike to the groin, edge of the palm, turn to face them, grab their hair behind their head, pull it back and down, awkward angle for them, then punch their throat. Again, vulnerable points, rapid succession.
What if they grab your whole upper body from behind, like a bear hug?
Guide suggests drop your weight slightly, bend your knees, lift your bent arms up to try and break the grip. Then step forward and ram a backward elbow strike into their torso. That initial disruption is key.
Create that space to counter. Last one, bicep grab. Someone grabs your arm.
Let's say they grab your left bicep with their right hand. Bend your captured arm. Use your other hand to grab their hand, creating a lever. Step forward left. Pull your captured arm towards you. Weakens their grip further. Hit them with a side elbow to the head and finish with a groin kick. That lever action gives you a mechanical advantage.
Yeah, using leverage makes sense. So across all these escapes, it's always simultaneous, fluid movements, not just one thing, but a chain reaction.
Exactly. Disrupt, cause pain, create an opening, escape. That's the pattern. Now let's look at defending against kicks.
Okay, kick protection starts with basic elbow block, left elbow.
Yeah, simple defensive posture. Turn your body slightly, raise the left shoulder, bring your right arm up to guard your chin, lower the left hand to cover your ribs. Compact absorbs impact.
And you can use either arm for this.
Yep. Allows you to protect yourself, but maybe also close the distance to use your hands.
Okay. Then a block and counter against a direct kick to the body. Step forward right, use your left forearm to push the kick down and away.
Parry it, essentially.
And immediately throw that direct right punch to their head. Again, simultaneous block and strike.
Don't just defend. Attack back immediately. Exploit that moment they're off balance from kicking.
Right. Then there's defense against a direct left foot kick. This one's interesting. You strike their shin with the sole of your right foot as their kick starts.
Yeah, a preemptive strike.
Yeah.
Can really hurt and disrupt their kick right at the beginning. Then grab their chest, control them, and deliver a left knee strike to the groin while pulling them into it.
Oof. That shin strike sounds painful, and pulling them into the knee adds force.
Definitely. It maximizes the impact. Okay, what about side kicks to the body?
The defense. Step towards them again, use your right forearm to deflect the kick, throw a left punch to their head, and follow up with a right side kick to their supporting leg. Multi-stage.
Intercept, counter high, then attack low to destabilize. Aim for that supporting leg while their kicking leg is still up.
Makes sense. There's another block and counter for a side kick too. Step forward left, block the kick low with your left hand. Keep chin protected.
Right hand up, yeah.
Turn left. Grab their kicking leg, lift it up to unbalance them, and strike the hamstring of their other leg with your right heel. That's pretty tactical.
Very. Capturing the leg totally removes their balance and ability to attack with it. Leaves them wide open for that heel strike to the hamstring. Swift transition is key.
Okay, wow. The guide even covers getting kicked while you're on the ground. Head kick defense.
Yeah, if someone tries to stomp or kick your head while you're down, turn your body, get weight on a bent leg for stability, cross your forearms to shield.
Like a roof block.
Exactly. Then try to grab their lower leg with one hand and use your other hand to push on their knee joint while rotating their leg clockwise. Uses leverage to make them fall.
Even from the ground, using their body against them. Smart.
Yeah, manipulating the limb, using that pressure on the knee. And finally, protection from a back kick while you're grounded.
Someone attacks from behind while you're down.
Support yourself on one hand and a bent leg, look forward slightly, and deliver a back heel strike straight up into their groin. Surprise encounter.
Still using leg power even when down. Yeah. Need stable base for that, I guess.
Definitely. Need power and don't want to lose your position further.
Okay, Man, we've covered a ton of ground here. Basic stances, strikes, punches, kicks, defenses against all of those, escapes from grabs, even some ground stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But the theme seems consistent. Practical, efficient moves. Target vulnerable areas. Neutralize the threat quickly. Mindset is key.
Absolutely. This whole system feels designed for the messy reality of street encounters, prioritizing stuff that works and is, relatively learnable over flashy but maybe impractical moves. Master the basics, apply them decisively.
So thinking about all this, it really makes you consider, doesn't it? How does understanding how the body moves, where the weak spots are,
Yeah.
how does that change your perspective on personal safety, on conflict itself?
It definitely makes you more aware.
Yeah. And while this guide gives a good foundation, the basics, what else might someone need? What further practice or learning would really make you feel prepared for those really dangerous, unexpected situations?
Yeah.
That's definitely something to mull over.
Food for thought, for sure.
Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.